Pedro, a lot happening tonight. Russian forces are stepping up attacks in eastern Ukraine, but officials say Ukraine's counteroffensive appears to be working in the capital city of Kyiv. Now, all this as President Biden met with world leaders to discuss the next steps Western allies are willing to take as Russia's invasion enters its second month. 1 month since the start of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, and it appears there is no end in sight. A slow and grinding war for the soul of a young democracy. Ukraine's Navy claims it sank a Russian warship in the city of Berdyansk, saying the Russian military had been using it to supply its forces. Russia continuing its relentless attacks on Mariupol, claiming it intends to permanently occupy the southern port city. This drone footage showing block after block of homes destroyed by Russian airstrikes. The Ukrainian Foreign Ministry is accusing Russian troops of forcibly relocating more than 400,000 people from Mariupol, possibly to be used as hostages. Russia says nobody was forced to relocate. President Biden arriving in Brussels for emergency meetings with NATO leaders, the G7 and the EU to discuss what to do about Russia.
NATO has never been more united than it is today. Putin is getting exactly the opposite what he intended to have as a consequence of going into Ukraine.
Mr. Biden announcing new sanctions against Russia's central bank, as well as Russian lawmakers and defense companies, and committing to provide $1 billion in humanitarian aid for Ukraine, while saying Russia should be removed from the G20. The president also declaring the U.S. will take action if Russia carries out a chemical attack.
We would respond if he uses it. The nature of the response would depend on the nature of the use.
The president also saying China knows the consequences of aiding Russia.
China understands that its economic future is much more closely tied to the West than it is to Russia.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky also addressing world leaders via video and again pleading for tanks, fighter jets, and a no-fly zone.
A month of heroic resistance, a month of the hardest suffering, a month of unpunished destruction of a peaceful state, and with it, the whole architecture of global security.
President Biden heads to Poland tomorrow, which is the epicenter of the refugee crisis. The president announcing today that the U.S. will take up to 100,000 Ukrainian refugees. MB Pedro, back to you.